There we go. Okay, sorry guys. I think, okay, so to reduce and avoid injury, you should check with your doctor before beginning any fitness program. By performing any fitness exercises, you're performing them at your own risk. The town of Aurora will not be responsible or liable for any injury or harm you sustain as a result of participating in our online or teleconference fitness classes, or information shared on our website or social media channels. This includes emails, videos, and texts. Whoops. Okay, so to begin with, so effective walking for exercise. I have some fun, interesting facts about walking. So first one, a brisk walk helps reduce body fat and lower blood pressure. What is a brisk walk? Everyone's brisk walk is going to be different, right? So a brisk walk is really just means it brings that heart rate up a little bit. So I am a slow walker. So my idea of a brisk walk and Carrie's idea, Carrie is a very quick walker. Her idea of a brisk walk are completely different things. So don't think a brisk walk has to be what your friend does, or if you have a walking partner, how fast they walk. So humans started using two legs to walk 3 to 6 million years ago. Scientists believe that humans started walking on two legs to better carry goods and to use energy more efficiently. The human backbone was not designed to work in the vertical position of walking on two legs. So it was meant for us to be on 4 legs. Andrew, can you help me in the waiting room, please? Fire walking, or the act of walking over hot stones or coals with bare feet, is a religious ceremony practiced in several parts of the world, including China, Netherlands, and New Zealand. It was also practiced in ancient Greece and India. Andrew, are you there? No. Most babies began to walk around 13 months, the general range being 10 to 15 months. And we all know babies walk at different rates, right? The longest uninterrupted walk on foot around the world was completed by a former neon sign salesman, Canadian G. He started it when he was 45 years old. He burned through 54 pairs of shoes and somehow managed to maintain his relationship with his wife, Lucy, who stayed at home. He walked 46,600 miles around 64 countries. The trip took him 11 years. He averaged 20 miles per day. That's nuts. Experts suggest walking a minimum of 6,000 steps a day, which is about 3 miles, to improve health, and 10,000 steps a day to lose weight. The average human walking speed is 3.1 miles per hour or 5 kilometers per hour. I like the sounds of that. I go 5 kilometers per hour. The average Japanese takes 7,000 steps per day. The average Australian takes 9,500 steps per day, while the average North American, brace yourself, takes an average of 4,800 steps. What? So when I first came across this fact, I actually was like, but that's probably in the US. And I searched and searched and searched and found some Canadian statistics because I love Canadian statistics. And no, we're the same. 4,800 steps is what the average Canadian does, or North American. Now, the most popular form of exercise in North America is walking. You'd think our steps would be higher. However, North Americans use walking as their mode of transportation in less than 6% of our trips. So we're using walking only for exercise. We're not using it to get us places. A study found that in 1970, 66% of children walked to school. My parents walked to school and they walked upright. Like a mountain, through snow, in bare feet, right? Everyone always has those stories about their hikes to school. Nowadays, only 13% of kids walk to school. So in the 70s, 66% of children walk to school. Today, only 13% walk to school. That's nuts. Andrew, if you're done the redials, can you come in here for a sec? Amazingly, running or jogging a mile burns essentially the same amount of calories as walking a mile. The only difference is running or jogging gets you there faster, right? Walking can help decrease the risk of heart disease, decrease the risk of developing type 2 diabetes. Brisk walking can reduce stress and depression levels, as well as improve cancer survival rates. Can you bring me in my board? That way. And last one, a typical pair of tennis shoes will last 500 miles of walking. All right, my friends, why walk for exercise? You can do it anytime and you can do it anywhere. Guys, you don't have to walk outside. You don't have to walk down a path. You can walk around your house. You can walk, if you have a backyard, in your own backyard. If you live in a building, you can walk around the hallways in your building. So it doesn't have to be a great big walk outdoors if that's not an option for you, or if that's not something that you feel. Thank you so much. Thank you. So you can do it anywhere. It's cheap. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't cost you anything to walk unless you're buying good shoes, right? All you need is a pair of good shoes. So it's free. You can do it with friends or you can do it alone, right? Another great thing. It's a stress relief. If you are feeling stressed, go for a walk. At the end of your walk, or when your walk is over, you're going to feel better. Now, the hardest part of that is 9 times out of 10, when we're stressed, we don't want to go for a walk, right? But you go for that walk and you're going to feel better. Tone and strengthen, right? It's exercise. Balance, it helps with your balance. And I'm going to talk about that a little later on. Your core. You can't walk properly without working your core. It's going to increase cardiovascular, basically a healthier heart. You're going to get stronger bones and joints. It's going to increase your energy. And motion is lotion. So the more you move, the better you feel. And it's true, right? And it starts to become a cycle. So we feel crappy, we don't move, right? The more we move, the better we feel. So a lot of times just going for a walk, and it doesn't have to be a long or big walk, we start to feel better. We have less aches, we have less pains. All right, so we are going to learn how to walk properly. My friends, those of you who are on the phone with me, I'm going to give lots and lots of verbal. If there's something you don't understand, you can reach out to me after the seminar and I will be more than happy to go over it with you. Feel free to do any of these movements as I'm doing them, those of you on Zoom. And like always, I love feedback. Like I really do love feedback, good and bad, right? It helps me plan things for you guys and it helps me know what is working and what isn't working. So let me know. Let me know if you use any of this and it helps, okay? Or if you have any other tips, go ahead and share them with me. So most of us likely don't give much thought to how we walk or if we are even walking correctly, okay? So maybe you're here today because you've thought of that, or maybe that was a moment for you, okay? Normally we just walk, right? We've been doing it since we were, what did I say earlier? 10 to 13 months we start walking. We've been walking a really long time, but there is a proper way to walk. And by knowing how to walk the right way and with proper technique, you're going to keep your bones and joints aligned properly. That's really, really important. We're going to decrease wear and tear on your joints, muscles, and ligaments. We're going to prevent or help to prevent back pain, hip, neck, and leg pain, reduce muscle aches and fatigue, reduce the risk of injuries, and it's going to improve your balance and stability. Improve your balance and stability. There, I've mentioned it again, right? Walking helps our balance. I will get to that even later on how it helps our balance. So walking with the right technique and posture, it's not difficult. It's not a hard thing to do, but it does involve being mindful of how you move. And that's what we're going to learn today, is how to move properly, how to walk. All right, my friends. So let me adjust here. So fancy. Those of you on the phone, with my new fancy Zoom system here, I can just move the screen away. All right, my friends. So walking. What is the proper way to walk? Now, first thing I want you to do, and kind of going back to the first step, right? Is any of you who do any of the stretch and relax with me know how I talk all the time about that string we've got on the top of our head, pulling you up towards the ceiling? I want you to actually think about that, or actually do that. So you're about to go for a walk. Take a second. You've got a string on the top of your head. That string pulls you up. Feel your spine get long, and just take your shoulders, roll them up, back and down. Now you're ready to walk, okay? A lot of times when we start walking, we start with a slouch. We start with those shoulders dumped forward. So we want good posture. Good posture is chin up, shoulders down, chest up. Now, when we walk, and this is where that proper walking comes in, is people walk all different ways. Now, when I did my first walking seminar, and this was 2 years ago now, I studied people. I watched people walk. I would go to the mall, watch people walk. I would notice people as they're walking down the street. I went to Ferry Lake to watch people walk. I watched people walk. Two things I really, really noticed. First thing is everyone looks down. And not necessarily that we're always looking down at our phones. And let me tell you, young children or young teenagers do a better job at looking down, walking at their phones than people say my age or older, middle-aged or older. And the other thing we do is, I'm going to call it a stomp, is a lot of people don't walk properly. They stomp as they walk, right? The other thing a lot of people do is walk forward on their toes, right? Toe walking. And I don't mean on your tippy toes, right? I don't mean tippy toes, but do more of a toe heel. So more walk like this. What happens if you walk on your toe is you come forward and you walk like this, okay? So we want to make sure we're not stomping. We want to make sure we're not walking on our heels, right? Some people are more of a heel walker, especially people who try to walk really, really fast. So if you see someone trying to do a brisk walk, you'll really see a heel walker, right? Someone on their heels. We don't want that either. What we want is good posture while we walk, and that is a heel ball toe, heel ball toe. So next time you go for a walk, maybe it'll be this afternoon, I want you to say as you're walking, heel ball toe, heel ball toe. What does that mean? So when we're walking heel ball toe, that's what you want to do. Your heel strikes the floor, and then the ball of your foot. As the ball of your foot goes onto the floor, you come up, your opposite foot releases, and then you step. So both feet are planted at the same time. You never have one foot off the floor, right? So heel, ball, toe, heel, ball, toe. You're rolling through your foot, right? So it's all your foot gets involved in every single step you take. Heel, ball, toe, heel, ball, toe, heel, ball, toe, heel, ball, toe. Now, if we're doing this proper heel, ball, toe walk, okay, The bonus of this, or the extra thing that happens here, is that your glutes get involved. Your glutes work. What are your glutes? They are your bum cheeks. How do you know if your glutes are working? Put your hands on your bum and feel it, okay? So now we're gonna have everyone in Aurora go for a walk this afternoon with their hands on their bums, heel-toe balling down the paths of Aurora, right? But we wanna engage our glute as we walk, okay? So what happens if we lose our glute strength and we're not heel ball toeing? That's when we get the shuffle, okay? And we don't want to shuffle, or you can get a waddle depending on what's going on with your gait or what's going on. So we want to heel ball toe. We want to take it through our entire foot. We start at the back. We come all the way through. As we release, we step to the next foot. Heel ball toe, glutes are working, okay? So, and as you're doing this, and if you're feeling if your glutes are working, what I don't want you to do is start to hyper do it or be like, I need to squeeze my glutes. I don't want to see anyone walking around Aurora with their butt squeezed like this. Right? We don't want that. We just want to engage that muscle. That's what's going to help fire that foot up into your next stride, okay, so that you can strike down again. Another thing that's really, really important is your arms. Let them swing, okay? So our arm swing, it helps balance our upper and lower body, okay, which is one of the things. It helps us with our breathing. So as we swing our arms when we walk, it helps the breath. And it also helps with the posture. So another thing that I saw quite a bit when I was watching people walk is hands behind the back, right? And people just going for a stroll, hands laced behind their back, walking around, looking down, okay? No, don't do that. Those of you on Zoom could see, as soon as my hands were behind my back, I was rounded forward. I don't have perfect posture or good posture anymore. Not only that, I'm working more when my arms are swinging, okay? So let your arms swing, really, really important. And I always like to tell, especially anyone who's been in a fitness class with me, you can increase your arm swing and bring your heart rate up without walking faster. Okay, so that's a little bit of fitness trickery. So you can go for a walk, you don't have to change your stride, but you can move your arms faster and you're going to work harder. Okay, so a little bit of trickery. Don't tell anyone, it's a secret. Now what I want to do is talk about knees. Knees are really, really important when it comes to walking. And one of the things people will say to me is, I can't walk or I don't walk because it hurts my knees. And lots of people have knee issues. Now, is it because of the way you're walking? Okay, so that's why this proper walking, better posture is better for your knees. We want to keep our knees safe. Now, when you walk on level ground, the force on your knee is 1.5 times your body weight. What? Should I say that again? The force on your knees is 1.5 times your body weight. That's nuts. So a 200-pound person, it would be 300 pounds of pressure on each knee with each step, okay? So that's a lot of pressure on your knees. So we want to make sure we're walking properly. So if we go through that full foot, heel ball, toe, it's taking any pressure out of that knee, okay? So heel ball, toe, it's going to help with that knee, help the weight and pressure we're putting on the knee. Which is really, really important. The other thing you can do if your knees bother you is shorten your stride. So we tend to think that we have to take great big steps, especially if we want to go fast, or if we think we're doing it for exercise or fitness. That's not true, okay? So the bigger the step doesn't mean the walk is better. Go ahead and shorten your stride, okay? That might make your knees feel better, especially if you're having any hip or lower back issues, same thing. Go ahead and shorten that stride. The other thing I came across and then I saw a lot of, and I'm going to be honest, I'm pretty sure I see even more of it now, and I didn't know I could see more of it, is people looking down. We tend to look down when we walk. Now, teenagers, young people, they tend to look down 9 times out of 10 because they're looking at their phones, right? Now, the thing I've noticed in the last year is that people are looking down while they're walking is because we have masks on and we don't want to make eye contact. So that's become a little bit of a different ball game. And I've talked to a few different people, and people are actually feeling more uncomfortable as they're passing people, not because of COVID, but because of, you can't just give someone a smile, right? Like you could before, or at least people don't feel like they can. So what are people doing as they're walking? They're looking down even more. And why is that an issue? Well, first thing is you can still smile under your mask. People can see it in your eyes. Trust me. I can give Andrew dirty looks. I can give him smiles, all with my eyes when I have my mask on. And I know he knows because if I'm grumpy, if I'm giving him like a dirty, grumpy look, he usually brings me a snack, right? He can tell just by my eyes. So you can still smile at someone with your mask on. We can see it in your eyes. Plus, it'll make you feel better. Keep your head up. Okay, so looking down is really, 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 really dangerous. It's hard on your neck. Your spine doesn't like it, but that's not why it's dangerous. Why it's really dangerous is because when sorry guys, let me try that again. Wherever you're looking is where your brain thinks you want to go, right? So if I look to the right corner and start walking, right, that's where my brain thinks I want to go. If I'm looking to the right corner and tell my feet to walk, I'm not going to start walking to the left, right? Your brain tells you where to go. So if you're looking down, what does that mean? If you look down, your body wants to go down. So does that mean as soon as you start walking and you look down, you're going to fall flat on your face? Of course not. But if you look down, you start to go down. You do have a higher chance of falling. The other thing that happens is if you're looking down, your shoulders round forward, your chin comes down, your spine rounds out, and you're here, okay? So you can't walk with great posture, belly button in, shoulders down, string on top of your head, and look down, okay? It's almost impossible. And I don't want you guys to try to. I don't want to get an email saying, I have perfected looking down and still walking with perfect posture, because your neck doesn't like it. Keep your chin up. Now, some things some people will tell me is they look down when they're walking because they're scared of falling. Of course, because we don't want to trip on anything. I'm going to tell you another one of my secrets. Is when you're looking down and you're walking, if you're looking directly down, if you're going to trip on something, you're already at it by the time you trip, or by the time you're going to trip on it. Does that make sense? So if I'm looking down and I'm going to trip on something, right? As I see it, that's when I'm taking that step. I'm still going to trip, right? Now, if I'm looking ahead, I'm going to see it well before I'm going to trip on it, okay? So you want to keep chin up. Now, it may, of course, we want to know our surroundings. We want to know what's on the ground in front of us. Look down with your eyes. So keep your chin up. Look down with your eyes, okay? So as you're walking, we've got that heel ball toe walk going on. Chin is up. Looking down with your eyes, arms are swinging. I've got great posture. My core is working. My neck is happy, okay? And I'm not at risk of falling forward or coming forward, okay? So keep chin up, looking forward. You can look down to the floor or you can look down to the ground, but look down with your eyes. And that's something you really, really need to practice, okay? Something you really need to practice is the looking down. All right, So the other thing I wanted to talk about was walking down a hill. Okay, so walking down a hill. And the reason I wanted to talk about walking down a hill is not necessarily, I'm not talking about you're going to go down and climb a great big hill and walk down it. A lot of roads have small hills, right? And we've got to get down them. And what I worry about, or what I've seen lots and lots of times, is people start going down a hill and you try to go slowly, right? So you try to go slow and you're doing little steps and you're going slow. And then all of a sudden you start to pick up speed. And then all of a sudden you're doing a kind of a run shuffle down the hill. Your heart rate, you're and then you get to the bottom and carry on. We can get down that hill without that happening. Now, maybe it's not that dramatic. I'll be honest, most things I do in life are super dramatic. So if I go down a hill, that's the way I go down. But it can be really hard on your knees. It can be really, really hard on your knees as you're walking down a hill. And we have all kinds of them here at the center, little hills, okay, that you might run into if you were here walking. So here are my tricks for walking down hills. You want to be lined up, right? So you want to make sure that you're not arching back or leaning back when you're walking down a hill, okay? And that's what some people will do because they're trying to slow themselves down. So you kind of get that lean back as you're going down a hill. You want to bend your knees and you want to keep your legs slightly bent the entire time. Okay, and I don't mean you're not going to go down the hill in a squat, okay, but a slight bend in those knees. Make those knees soft. Now, as you're going down the hill, go down in an S. Don't go directly down. If you go directly down, that's when you start to pick up speed and you can really hurt those knees, okay? So as you're going down a hill, your knees are soft, and take it into an S. And that's going to help slow you down. Okay, so that's my tip for going down a hill. So don't walk somewhere just because there's a small hill and you don't want to go down it. Now, if you go down a hill, you must go up, right? Or if you go up a hill, you must go down. So how do we get up that hill? I personally love walking hills. And I'm not talking great big huge hills, right guys? I'm talking maybe it's in your neighborhood, just a small incline. You want to lean forward, but not crazy. So I don't want you to hinge yourself all the way over to climb up that hill, but it's okay to hinge forward a little bit. Knees are bent, and you're going to really work your legs here and become cautious of it. So as you're walking up that hill, think of your hips, your glutes, which is your bum, your quads, which are your thighs, right? And feel them or will them, as some people would say, to work. And make your strides really, really short. So getting up a hill is not about great big steps. You want shorter strides, you're forward a little bit, and you want to use those arms. Now, not arms really bent and using them fast. Let them have a natural swing to them, but that momentum of your arms is going to get you up the hill. So up the hill, you've got to bend, you're hinged forward a little bit, you're using your arms, you've got really small strides. As you come down, you're going to come down in an S, right, with your knees bent. Those are the most important parts of going up and down the hill. So there's no reason not to walk. Walking is so, so, so good for us. Now, I had said at the beginning about balance, right? Now, if I didn't sell you on walking before, this is going to sell you. This right here. Ready? 80% of seniors, 80% in Canada fall because of a transfer of weight. What? Isn't that nuts? 80% of senior falls in Canada is a transfer of weight. What the heck does that mean? That means going forward and back or going side to side. So transferring your weight from one foot to the other, forward and back or side to side. 80% fall because of that. And we all know someone, right? Or maybe it's you that has said, I don't know what happened. I just fell, right? It was likely because of a transfer of weight. Walking properly is training that transfer of weight, which is training your balance. So balance, you need to train it to maintain it. So just think, if you went for a walk every day, you were training your balance. Amazing. So transfer of weight, right? Very similar to the way we walk. Heel, ball, toe with every step, we're transferring our weight. So if you're not walking properly, if you're doing that stomp, or if you're doing a toe walk, you're not doing the same transfer of weight, so you're not working on your balance. Now, another little tidbit, you can't work your balance or train your balance without working or training your core. So by working balance, you're working core. It's like a 2-for-1. You're welcome, right? So we want to walk properly to help with our balance. Now, if you still aren't sold on it, this will sell you on going for a walk and on walking. Is it makes you feel happy. Friends, I know that we are more stressed, we are more grumpy than normal. Go for a walk. I promise you it will make you feel better. My friends, that is the end of our wellness seminar for today. I hope you enjoyed this series. I loved bringing you these every Thursday. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see or talk to you later in the week. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thanks very much, Brandy.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Brandy. That was good.
Brandy, that was wonderful.
Brandy.
Yes.
Thank you,
Hi,
Brandy.
thanks,
That
Brandy.
was
That was
wonderful.
well done. Like your new system.
Do you?
The new system sounds good.
Yes.
It looks good
Here.
too.
Look, does it look okay?
Beautiful.
It looks good. Much
Yeah.
clearer. And
Perfect.
the sound is much better.
Yes.
Did I kind of have a lag at all? Did you notice? Or was it okay? Oh, where'd I go? Here I am.
No, there wasn't. I didn't notice a lag.
Okay,
You're
Perfect.
coming through very clearly.
Yes, you have a leg.
I do?
Yeah.
I have a leg? Okay, so me and Andrew are gonna play around with it. I thought it sometimes when I was moving, it was kind of slower than when I was moving, but that's probably.
I didn't notice that.
Sometimes when you're talking, it's just your voice, but you're nothing's moving.
Oh, okay. So I think it might just be in the settings somewhere.
A lag.
Yeah, we need to fix it because I think there's nothing worse than when your mouth doesn't match up with the words.
Yeah.
Right?
Right now you're talking, but everything's still.
Okay. And you guys could see me okay and everything? Like, yeah?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
good picture.
And
Yes.
could you-
Picture's good and the sound is good.
Yeah, sound is good. Yeah.
I'm going to do it at the 3:15 stretch today.
Great.
So- Yeah, that'll give us a good idea too of how it's working.
Right on.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Okay. See you in a couple of hours.
See you in a couple of hours.
Bye, Brandy.
Bye.
I'm going for a walk.
Bye.
Oh,
Thanks
good,
a
I'm
lot.
glad.
That was great. Did a great job.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right, Brand.
All right.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. We'll stop recording, Brandy.
Yeah, I'm on it. I just have to get to the thing.